Pip the penguin was having a party with snacks, games, and all his friends. The sun was shining and the air was filled with laughter and the sound of cheerful music. Colorful streamers fluttered in the breeze, and tables were piled high with tasty treats. Cookies, sandwiches, and even a big frosted cake. Pip waddled around, flapping his wings with excitement. "Hooray for parties," he chirped, his beak wide in a happy grin. He loved seeing all his friends together, playing and having fun. His best friend Ellie the elephant was there too, playing a gentle game of tag with Squeaky the mouse, who zipped and zoomed around her big round feet. Ellie laughed as Squeaky darted between her toes, and Squeaky squeaked with delight. The party was full of happy giggles, squeaks, and the sound of paws and flippers pattering on the grass. Everyone was having a wonderful time, sharing stories and playing games together. But the best thing at the party, the thing that made everyone smile the most, was Pip's big, red, happy balloon, Bob. Bob was bright and shiny, floating above the crowd like a cheerful cherry in the sky. Pip held Bob's string tightly in his flipper, showing him off to everyone. "This is my favorite balloon," he told all his friends, his eyes sparkling with pride. He felt extra special with Bob by his side. Bob bobbed and danced in the gentle breeze, shiny and round as a cherry, swaying and spinning with every gust of wind. Sometimes the sunlight made Bob gleam like a ruby. Pip and Bob went everywhere together, snack table, games, even dancing. Wherever Pip went, Bob floated right above him like a bright red friend who never left his side. They played musical chairs, tried the ring toss, and even took turns spinning around in circles until they were dizzy with laughter. Bob seemed to enjoy every moment just as much as Pip did. "We are the best dancers," Pip whispered to Bob, twirling around and making the balloon spin and bounce in the air. It felt like they were a perfect team. Ellie and Squeaky watched with big smiles. "Pip really loves that balloon," Ellie said, her trunk curling with happiness. Squeaky nodded, agreeing that Bob was truly special. Everyone agreed. It was a wonderful balloon for a wonderful party. With friends, fun, and a big red happy balloon, Pip knew this was a day he'd always remember. The party was in full swing with hide and seek. Pip wanted to hide with Bob, his balloon, behind a big leafy bush. He let go of the string for just a second to cover his eyes. Suddenly, a gust of wind whooshed by and lifted Bob up, up, up. Pip reached, but missed. "Oh no!" he cried as Bob floated higher and higher. Soon, Bob was just a tiny red dot in the sky, then gone. The party didn't feel happy anymore. Ellie and Squeaky rushed over. "What's wrong?" Ellie asked. Pip sniffled. "My balloon." Bob floated away. Squeaky looked up. "He went way, way up," Ellie comforted Pip. "Don't worry, friends help friends." Together, they decided to find Bob. Pip wiped away a tear. His little heart felt heavy, but he knew he wasn't alone. The memory of the lost red balloon floated in his mind, bright and hopeful, just out of reach. "How can we find him? The sky is so big," Pip wondered aloud, gazing up at the endless blue, where clouds drifted lazily and the sun shone warmly. The world suddenly felt enormous, and the task ahead seemed impossible. Ellie smiled, her trunk curling with determination. "We're a team! Let's go on a great balloon hunt. Together, we can do anything." Her words filled the air with hope, and the others felt a spark of excitement. Squeaky squeaked, "A hunt! I love a hunt!" He bounced up and down, his tiny paws barely touching the ground, ready for adventure. Ellie pointed down a winding path lined with swaying trees. "The wind blew that way. Let's follow it," she said, her voice full of confidence. The friends nodded, trusting Ellie's instincts. Pip and Squeaky agreed, and off they went. Ellie, Pip, and Squeaky, a team on a mission. Their paws, feet, and trunks moved in unison, each step bringing them closer to their goal. They chanted, "We are on a great balloon hunt," as they walked. They searched the sky, behind trees, and even in the tallest bushes, calling out for the red balloon. Under rocks, behind logs, and in every nook and cranny they looked, no red balloon yet. But their spirits stayed high, and their laughter echoed through the woods. Pip waddled, Ellie stomped, Squeaky scurried. Each had their own special way of moving. but together they made the perfect team. "Do you see it?" Pip asked, his eyes wide with hope as he scanned the sky for a flash of red. "Not yet," Ellie replied, "but we'll keep looking. We won't give up until we find it." Her words made everyone feel braver. Squeaky sniffed for the balloon, making Pip giggle. Even when things seemed tough, their friendship made every moment lighter. Even on a sad mission, friends made it fun. With every step, they discovered that the journey together was just as important as finding the balloon. And so their adventure continued, full of hope and laughter. The path led them into a silly green forest with leaves shaped like stars, hearts, and even socks. "Look at the leaves," Pip said. Ellie nodded. "But do you see a big red balloon?" They walked deeper and heard, "Bowing! Bowing!" a group of colorful frogs bouncing on mushrooms. Ellie asked, "Have you seen a big red balloon?" The frogs looked up. "Nope, only the big blue sky," said the green frog. The friends sighed and moved on. The forest was fun, but there was no sign of Bob. Pip started to feel tired. "Maybe we should give up," Ellie nudged him. "We don't give up. Friends keep hunting," Squeaky agreed. "Keep hunting." After the forest, they reached a big wobbly hill that jiggled like jelly. Pip stumbled. "Whoa, this hill is wobbly," Ellie said. "Let's help each other stay balanced." Squeaky scampered up easily, but Pip slipped and slid. Ellie steadied him with her trunk. That's what friends are for. They climbed together, wobbling and jiggling. At the top, they could see for miles. The party, the forest, everything. "Now, everyone look for something red and round," Ellie said. They squinted and scanned the horizon. Squeaky cheered. "Higher! We must go higher!" Finally, they all sat on the jiggling peak, searching the sky. Would they spot Bob? They looked everywhere, fields, rivers, town, but no red balloon. Pip's heart sank. The great balloon hunt was turning into the great no balloon hunt. Suddenly, Squeaky shouted, "Look! In that cloud!" A little bird sat on a fluffy cloud, holding a string. At the end of the string, Bob the balloon. The bird chirped hello and gently guided Bob down to the hilltop. Pip waddled forward, flippers flapping with joy. "You found him!" the bird said. "I saw this red thing floating alone. I didn't want it to get lost." Ellie smiled. That was very kind. Pip hugged the bird. "Thank you. You saved Bob." Pip held Bob's string tight. The great balloon hunt was a success. Holding tightly to Bob's string, the friends, now 4, with the helpful bird joining Pip, Ellie, and Squeaky, began their journey home. The forest felt different now, warmer and brighter, as if it was happy to see them together again. The red balloon bobbed gently above them, a cheerful reminder of their adventure and teamwork. They slid and jiggled down the wobbly hill, laughing as they waved to the friendly frogs who croaked a happy tune. The path was filled with giggles and little hops, and soon they found themselves back at the party, where everyone had been waiting and hoping for their safe return. Pip held up Bob high for everyone to see. "We found him!" Pip shouted with joy. The crowd of animal friends cheered, clapped, and even the trees seemed to sway in celebration. The party sparkled with happiness, and everyone gathered around to welcome them back. Pip told stories of their silly forest adventure, the bouncy frogs who helped them, the wobbly hill that made them laugh, and the kind bird who showed them the way. Each friend added their own funny details, making everyone giggle and smile. As the sun set and painted the sky with soft pinks and golds, Pip, Ellie, Squeaky, and the bird sat close together, feeling peaceful and proud. They watched the clouds drift by, knowing they had shared something special. Bob floated above them, tied safely to a chair so he wouldn't drift away again. He seemed to glow in the evening light, a symbol of their friendship and adventure. Pip turned to his friends and said, "Thank you, everyone. I couldn't have found Bob without your help and kindness. You made this day unforgettable." Ellie smiled and replied, "That's what friends do. We stick together no matter what. When one of us needs help, we all help." Pip realized that while balloons are wonderful and fun, friends are even better. Friends make every adventure brighter and every challenge easier. Friends help you when you're lost, go on adventures by your side, and never let you give up, even when things get tricky or scary. With his friends and his balloon, Pip knew this was the happiest end to the happiest day. A day full of laughter, teamwork, and the magic of true friendship.